about habits of the disciplined. Notice that I said habits. That's because there are certain underlying principles that are habitual to every world changer, history maker, or anybody doing anything extraordinary in the world today. At our History Makers Academy, we actually take a lot of the principles that those who make history have lived by and do live by, and we teach them to our attendees so that they can go out and reproduce success. You've heard it said that behind every great success is a great secret. This is actually true. There are certain principles behind history makers' success that, if learned, can be applied to your life and you can get a result. Many people say to me, because I do life coaching as well, they'll say, I can't seem to have enough time in the day to get certain things done. The reality is, when you understand certain habits of the discipline, you find out you actually do have enough time. It all comes down to how you are organized. Organization is key to discipline. Having a schedule is key to discipline. Some habits that I can highlight for you today that might be an encouragement to you is to discover what your passion and value is. What do you value? What do you want to do with your life? And begin to organize your time around that. When it comes to really achieving certain goals for your day or month or whatever it might be for your week, it's all going to come down to how organized you are, because some days you just don't feel like doing it. You know, the Bible says that the fallow ground of the poor could produce much fruit, but it is swept away by injustice. Change that word injustice there to disorganization. Now it would read, the fallow ground of the poor could produce much fruit, but it is swept away by disorganization. What this essentially means is that anybody, anywhere can get certain results, but it's going to come down to how organized you are. This is where it's important to learn how to time manage, how to manage your focus. Many of you watching right now might not know that a to-do list is actually working against your success, and there are reasons for that. That's why we have created something called a success list that revolves around you only doing 2 things well in a day. You probably wonder how that could do any good. Trust me, there are tools out there that can help you really get ahead. Some of you have maybe set some New Year's resolutions. That's also one of the worst things you can do if you're trying to cultivate habits of discipline. The reason is we often set goals that are too big, have New Year's resolutions that are too grandiose, and when we go to actually live them out, we fail. Once you've failed at making an attempt to change your life and form a new disciplined habit, your brain actually registers that as something very intimidating and is more difficult to do next time. That's why it's important to set very small goals, even if they're really small. The reason for that is when you achieve that small goal that day, your brain registers that as a victory and your self-esteem and confidence goes up. Next time you go to accomplish that goal or increase the goal, your brain is motivating you to actually go and achieve it. So I often tell people, if you have trouble getting on that exercise bike and exercising for an hour, for the next 2 weeks, sit on the exercise bike and then get off. Some people laugh when I say that, but if you understand how to form habits and how your brain works, it's ingenious. Sit down on that exercise bike, and over 2 weeks or a week, your brain will register that you are disciplined and are having victory. You will begin to pedal that bike. Maybe you'll do 2 minutes for a week. Maybe you'll do 5 minutes. Maybe you'll do 10 minutes. Do what you can do consistently, no matter how small it is, and then over time, it will increase incrementally until you have formed new habits that are the motivating machine behind your success.